morning, good afternoon, good evening. Laura,
There we go.
yes.
Yes. That's a nice warm jumper.
Yeah, it is.
I'm kind of laughing because, and this is a bit of a story, but I kind of think it's interesting. Um, and I'll try and keep it brief. But when we were on the retreat and we were doing the Feldenkrais, I just found it like a whole new level of something came here. And it was around, like, I don't even know how to put it into words, but being so like inwards and so in the body that when there was a thought, it was like so clear that it was a movement like away and out. And
Mm.
this happened a few times. And then running alongside that, I kind of noticed how even though I like long to go in there, there's a lot of like emotion and a bit of fear that comes up.
Mm.
And so I've been noticing how I then noticed on the retreat, like how a lot of people can sit with their eyes closed for ages. And I'm like, oh, I wish I could do that. But as soon as I start to drop in, something like pings and goes open. And then the last couple of days, I've been like, again, noticing this wanting to go inwards. And when we're sitting here now, my eyes are closing, but then and when they're open, they're like stinging, like they just want me to close and go in. And yet the habit is just so to keep checking and keep looking, if that makes any sense.
Mm. Yeah, it does.
And it's kind of subtle, but it feels major as well.
Yes. Oh, it sounds major.
Mm, yeah.
So my question would be, is it possible to go, like you said, to go inwards, or to be here, to include what we call our bodies and have eyes open?
Yeah. And I feel
Mm.
like I can do that, and that's my comfort, and I love doing that, and I love doing that with you. It's just a noticing that to go more
Mm.
inwards, that like fear comes up.
Okay. Oh, that is really cool. So let's have a look. What do you mean by going inwards? What exactly happens?
I mean, this is all quite new to me, so
Yeah.
it's hard to describe, but when we were doing the Feldenkrais, it was just like so I was so like minutely in the movement and in the body, and like the mind just wasn't, if the mind came, it was seen, and then I would come back in. Like I wasn't needing the outside to give me anything or do anything. It was like purely in here. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting too many words on it, but like it felt like I came home a little bit. And then the
Mm.
habit was to go and see thought, and it felt like, oh, I'm going away, I'm going away. And I could really feel that in, yeah. And then like emotion came, and then this, whoa, like this is where I'd like to spend more time, but I just so habitually, and that's okay. I'm not, it's fine. It's just interesting that I can really start to feel this wanting to go more in now. And
Mm.
yet there's still this vigilance of checking, and so it's more just an interesting rather than a concern.
Yeah, no, I don't understand it as a concern. I actually understood it as an invitation to explore. So I'm not sure
Yeah,
if that
yeah.
is
And
right.
that, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I just didn't want it
So
to sound like I'm bothered
mm,
about it. I'm just really interested in it.
no, it doesn't sound like that you're bothered at all. I'm just curious. So can I just ask some questions?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, you
of
sure?
course. I love it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So what I was interested in with my first question was because you said there comes fear, so there's a longing going inwards, but at one point there comes fear. So I'm curious, what happens. So I'm curious about um, when it switches, because you said, oh, it's like in Feldenkrais, it's like coming home, being with movements, you said being with your body or something like that, or in the body, or something like that you said. And I am curious, so there is in Feldenkrais the movements, and it felt like home. And what happens in between
A
being
thought.
home and fear, the thought?
Well, no. So there's a thought, and then I
Mhm.
recognize a movement away. And
Mhm.
that's like this major like realization in a way. And then maybe in that moment it wasn't fear, it was like emotion, and that was okay, I think. It was more throughout the week I then was noticing how every time I would drop in very quickly, I would have to check and open my eyes. I think in the Feldenkrais it was fine. It was more an amazing seeing.
Mm.
I
So it
don't know what
was,
happened.
yeah, I hear you. So I'm just, my explorer
Yeah.
um, is coming out and really curious. So,
Yeah,
so,
and I am too. It's like, it's like this, I guess it's just habit, like this fear, "Oh, I better go back out," like, um, something might happen if I don't go out, like, I better not stay here for too long, but maybe it's just because it's new, I don't know.
mm. But you said you felt at home. Was
I
there
mean,
fear then? Was there fear
that's
when you got home?
no, it was only when I noticed, it was after I noticed the movement away, and
Okay.
then it didn't know how to kinda come back, and then it was out again.
Okay. That's curious, huh?
Mm.
Hmm. Hmm.
And it was more just the curiosity of watching other people, like how there are people that when they're dancing, their eyes are just closed for the whole time. And I'm like, I can't do that for 10 seconds, let alone like 10 minutes. And it's just,
Mm.
it appears that they're so able to go in and let go of the outside world. And that's what it feels like, letting go of the outside world.
Oh, so there is then definitely an idea that it is a certain way for so-called other people. Of
Yeah, well,
course, you
I
don't
it's not
know.
like yeah, no, I don't I'm not saying that they are having a great time, it's just that feeling I have of wanting to go in and being able to stay there.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, that may or may not be their experience, but just to observe that
yes,
someone can have
yeah,
their eyes closed for
yeah,
so long and not
yeah,
have to check, I find interesting.
yeah, 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 I hear you. Because, I know, just to include that too, but I hear what you're saying, and I'm saying something else, I guess.
Yeah, they could be
Um,
having a terrible time.
oh, it's very, very often closing eyes is an escape.
Yes, sure,
Very,
yeah,
very, very often. Some
yeah,
people are more comfortable with eyes open, and others are
yeah,
more comfortable with eyes
yeah,
closed. Seems
yeah,
seems like the world is disappearing, or they are
yeah,
disappearing.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, no, I'm just including that too into the
Yeah.
whole
No,
story.
that's
Yeah,
important, yeah.
yeah, cool. So wow, what a deep exploration.
Mm,
What a deep
yeah.
noticing. Hmm.
And, I've been being a guinea pig for someone that's doing her Hakomi, and I noticed the same thing,
Ah,
like, when I'm sitting with them, I'll, like, just start to really drop in and wanna close my eyes, but I mean, I don't have the trust there yet with them, and they're a male, so it's a bit different, but it's just that little bit of fear to just really go in.
Mm. Mm. It's interesting that um, it sounds like that there's an idea that going in comes with closed eyes.
I've definitely had a lot of experiences with you where I go in and my eyes are open.
Mm.
So I don't think it has to be that way.
Mm. Yeah, I
Um,
also don't.
yeah.
I'm actually, I mean, to actually be really with eyes closed, what I see these days is that takes a lot of skill, actually,
Mm,
to to have eyes closed and still being fully here, because
yeah, I
quite often it's been used also as a movement away, to not really, kind of nearly saying, I have my eyes closed, don't disturb me, or
yeah.
I'm going really deep or something. Um, it's very interesting, and I'm not saying that that's why I'm saying it's a huge skill, and people are very advanced that have their eyes closed and are not going away.
Uh-huh. Mm,
Yeah. So it's that edge, it's like going out or going in and out, kind of, and
yeah.
not being just on that edge, being here and not here. It's funny wording, but
As you're
it's very
talking,
interesting.
I think where this is coming from is I have an idea that I need to be more able to like find home by myself. And
Mm,
that comes
mm,
with just this like this all of us this whole lifetime of having affirmation from outside and I'm okay from the outside, and I feel like I
mm,
can go inwards when I sit with you because you're there, but then on
mm.
my own at home it's so much more difficult. For
Yes.
example, that's
Yeah.
where I think the question's coming from, or the interest in that experience that showed me I don't have to be connecting outwards to feel okay, like in those brief
Yes.
moments.
Yes. Ah, that's so cool. Great seeing.
We got there.
Yeah, great seeing.
I'd much
Mm.
rather sit and look at you like, of course.
Yeah. Oh, that's good
It's
to
like I
hear.
wanna it's like I wanna be okay on my own and inside, and I also, I wanna be able to do both.
I hear you. Yeah, definitely. So understand.
And it's like I got my first taste of I am okay here.
Oh,
Hmm,
oh my God, that's huge.
hmm,
So good to hear.
hmm. And I'm
Mm.
putting words to it, but it wasn't really like a word or a home. It was just, I don't know, it just was okay. I was
It
just
was
doing my
okay.
thing, and I was just in my thing, and
Mhm.
and then a thought came, and it was like, "Whoa, that's," you know?
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, wow.
And, like, us having that conversation now, it's, like, so much more easeful,
Yeah.
and it's not like I need to go in and the eyes are not stinging and
Mm. No, I don't understand it like that. I understand it as a very beautiful sharing, and I'm just curious, so that I'm asking these questions. But it's not to doubt anything or not even to guide anywhere. I'm just curious. So,
Yeah, and that's what I love. And it's nice to just get clear and explore it, and then it gets to
mm,
really just let go of any ideas.
yeah, and mm, very exciting.
It's so subtle though, isn't it? Like,
Yes.
you know, the first couple of days afterwards, I was like, oh, I don't feel like anything's changed. Everything's not back to normal. And normally after retreats, I'm in this crazy awareness for a few days, and it felt also normal. And then today and yesterday, I was like, no, I think subtly something is, but it's just very subtle,
Yeah.
a bit
Yeah.
quieter, a bit more interest in, yeah.
So happy to hear, Laura. So happy to hear.
Any other questions?
Give me a bit of food, then
Give you loads.
I would like to. I just need to inspire me. Then I will.
Hmm.
I mean, what really always catches my curiosity in myself too, it's like there is that, whoa, talking from myself, from my own experiences, this, oh, when, as if it all falls into place. That's maybe my description. It's like, oh, just here. However it looks outside, however it looks inside, oh, just here. Shoo. And then something happens, and I am so curious, and that is so fast normally. It's so quick. And I am very curious to slow that down as much as possible so that I can track or see what exactly happens there. Because, whoa,
Mm.
here, this is where I want to be, nowhere else. Like, whoa, doesn't even matter if there's a sense of I or not a sense of I, just that here-ness or whatever you want to call that. Woo. And then something happens. And it's like, wow, can I slow that down so that that I can accompany, that I'm right with that movement. No wrong or no right, no, not even wanting to change, just the pure curiosity of what the heck is happening. How is it doing it? So that's what tickles me. I love that. I love that.
And would there be thoughts at those moments, and then what
Yeah,
happens with them?
yeah, that's exactly that. Yeah, in my exploration so far, because when thoughts would come, I could see, whoa, then the thoughts believe in themselves. All of a sudden, it's like whole universe is open, a whole world is there. All of a sudden, with one thought, sometimes. Oh, and then it makes
Yeah, that,
sensation.
yeah,
The
yeah.
world appears and sensations and right and wrong and beliefs and phew. So where my exploration has brought me is when it's noticed, because it's so fast, it's so fast that now whatever that is so clever, it doesn't believe in those thoughts anymore. So it's like, okay, it wants to make something real that is actually not real. So then there's that, then it's like, then there's just this seeing of the world or a world appearing. And quite often then this comes with sensations. So then
That's what happened.
yes.
Yeah.
And then
It
it
was
comes
like
with
a world
sensation.
appeared.
Yes. Yeah. So then there is a clarity in a way that is not real. It's appearing, and okay, it's appearing, but it's very clear that it's not, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean
Not
anything
here,
about
yeah.
anything. But then there is mostly also sensations that it's like coupled. It's nearly, it comes as a package, but it goes more first into the thinking world. When that is seen, okay, so no interest in there and not believing that, then there's sensations. And they want that meaning. The sensations want a meaning, so they kind of then make something up, like fear, for example, or whatever, just discomfort. So then I'm playing with that. It's like, oh wow, discomfort, and it wants to jump into making it all real and making it about something. So then I disconnect, or kind of take it apart. Let's say it like that. I take it apart. And then there's just sensation and no belief in the meaning of sensation. And then I look, what's the pleasure actually? Or pleasure is also not right, but what's the longing of the sensation? Because quite often it comes with a sense of
I
stuckness.
need, yeah.
It comes with, well, all of a sudden one is caught with that sensation and that world that opens up to it. And then what I've discovered now for my personal system is to go into movement. So it depends on how strong the sensation is. Sometimes it's jumping up and down, sometimes it's just walking from here to there, sometimes it's smelling the roses along the way, or whatever it is. So I consciously move. And that is where I'm right now, where I'm at. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So all of a sudden, wherever these sensations come from, because they're actually perceived as contraction, as contraction and gosh, sense of I and world and story. And then all of that is not real anymore. And it's very, very clear. So then especially when it has moved already, when it's in movement, it something else appears. Peace comes. Peace.
Movement.
Yes, the movement. I could look. I mean, I've shown that many times. It's like sometimes when I'm sitting with somebody and we're just sitting quietly, and somehow my system perceives that all of a sudden it's like a stuckness comes in. I don't know how else to say that. That's how I perceive it. And quite often I just do a little movement. And quite often the so-called other notices immediately that another world opened for them and the here-ness disappeared. The moment there's a little bit of movement, here we are again. It's like as if it shakes itself out of that stuckness. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I know, I do notice that, but when you were
Yeah.
talking, I was getting a bit like, this doubt was coming up that I associate movement with mind, and that when I'm in movement, my mind is more activated, and so I was just then
Yeah, I like that distinction because there can be a movement away from thought, and then it's fight, flight, or collapse or freeze.
yeah, and it depends, I
Then
guess,
survival mode.
on the movement, doesn't it? Like, I notice with, like, lots of space and time that I can do what you're talking about, but the minute I go to work like I did this morning, within an hour, my body's in pain because there's so many thoughts so quickly. I just can't, like, slow down or come. into a space
Yeah.
where I can even catch them. So it's like, I need to be still. I need to be still.
No, I hear you. I hear you. So that movement that I'm inviting, the
Yeah.
invitation is from stillness,
Yeah.
from
I
stillness
think I
itself,
know
from
the difference.
awareness itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise it's a movement, a stress movement. I
Yeah.
really like this distinction.
Yeah. I think it's
Yes,
important for me to know the difference as well.
yes.
Yeah.
And you will know. I mean, you will definitely
Yeah.
explore them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, really
Because
cool that you brought that.
it's so like it's been happening anyway, but again after the retreat, even more intense. How
Mm.
quickly, when I'm in a work setting, there's too much incoming, and
Mm.
then I'm just like 3 hours of work this morning, and my back is seized up, and I've got a headache, and it's like, wow, is it possible? Is it possible to keep really present when there's 100 thoughts and jobs? And I don't know.
It is.
But
It is
is it?
possible. Yeah, I'm an example for that. Not that
But
it
being in a
always
busy job,
works.
like
Not that
emails
it
and a to-do list of people.
not that it always works,
Yeah,
but there is always a point. It comes always to a point. It comes always to a moment where it is realized from another place. And that is the moment where something else can happen. It's the only
yeah.
moment. And that is
Because I can,
practice. I mean, that is, if you say, I don't know a better word, or one could also say that is our passion, because it
yeah,
is so
yeah,
curious to us. So,
yeah.
it takes a lot, maybe a lifetime of
I
learning.
think so, yeah. Because I can
Yes.
notice it, and I do, like every 20, 25 minutes, I'll notice it, catch it, and I'm like, whoa, and then I'm back in it, and then 15 minutes, I'll catch it, and whoa. But it's just, it's
Wow.
after,
But Laura,
after.
that there is that you notice after 25 minutes or you, if you could just honor that wow every time and leave the other stuff alone. Never focus
Mm.
on when it's not happening. Only focus on when it's happening. Doesn't matter for how long. If it's just a blink of an eye, that's it. That's it. That
I think
blink of
it's
an
just
eye.
that, like, wow, I'm in so much pain. I've been gone for 15, 20 minutes, and then I'll drop the shoulders, and then it's okay for a minute, and then, yeah,
I know.
amazing.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
But it is my passion, and I don't think I can like do anything more because it is so. But yeah,
Yeah. It's, the exploration has brought you so far that you can see at moments.
mm,
And if you could just focus on that rather than on the
yeah,
other. Yeah.
yeah, and it's like,
It,
and it's fine. Like I feel lucky that I do, even though it doesn't. It's so slow. I do feel like it is very slowly. But I think, like you said,
yeah,
it's a lifetime.
yeah, it's also, I mean, the mind, there is something that wants to come out of discomfort. And that is sense of I. That's the sense of I. It doesn't like the discomfort. So
Of
it
just
wants,
being in like mind movement, do you mean?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Mm.
That's just discomfort. Like that's what I saw. Like a
It's
movement away is
painful.
discomfort.
It's so painful. That's how I experience it sometimes. It's like, whoa, and all of a sudden, a few thoughts, and whoa, it's like, whoa, it is so painful in my system. So painful.
So I mean, that's kind of like just opening up a whole. I've probably had enough time, but a whole thing of like when you're engaged in the world, there is thought. Like when you have a job to do,
Yeah.
there's always thought, and yet thought
Yes.
is uncomfortable. Like it does create a moving away.
Yes. So at one point, when your passion brings you to, let's say, a bigger seeing, it's clumsy, again, clumsily spoken. It is just always there, even if thoughts are coming. So then
Oh,
all of a
that's
sudden,
exciting.
yes, it is very exciting. It's very, very, very exciting. So it's
Possible.
like, I'm noticing thoughts. My process, personal process, then again is like, oh, okay, thoughts are coming. Do I have to believe those thoughts? Ah, then it's already just asking that question. It's, oh my gosh, no, it doesn't have anything to do with me.
And then
Then,
what would be the distinction between not believing it, but like having to do something? Say a thought comes, oh, I've got to do 4 emails, for instance. Like I have to act on them, but I don't want the thought to take me away.
Yeah, how wonderful is that? So then you go, 4 emails. Let's start. Is now the moment to start? Okay, who's
Okay, so
first?
you're just doing it. You're just in it. You're just like,
You just do what you have to do and don't make it mean anything.
okay, that's the important bit.
That's the important thing. Don't make it mean
It's just a job.
anything. It's just a job. It's just a job. It's not serious. It doesn't mean anything about anything. And there you see yourself writing. Not with hand, with typing. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I just use
Okay.
that as an example, but that constant influx of,
Yeah,
like momentum of things to do. So
yeah,
that's
yes.
really good to look at that.
So there's always awareness right next to it. Yeah, yeah.
Potentially.
It is there. It's just, when it's so loud, it's not noticed. That's the trouble. That's when the suffering is so big. Or, when everything wants to get away. When it's so loud, it doesn't notice that there's always awareness, but awareness is always there. Always.
It's really good
Can't
to.
be, can't be different. Can't be different. Always there. The only thing you can rely on, if on anything. Awareness is always there.
Yeah, it's really helpful for me to just kind of speak that.
Love it. I love this exchange. Love it.
I'd love to stay longer, but we've been going for ages. I really appreciate that. That was really helpful.
Thank you, Laura. Very beautiful exchange. Thanks.
Thank you.
Marina. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Hi.
Very challenging.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
A lot of challenging, and the retreat was really super, super, super challenging.
I'm glad
So
to hear.
so much pushing. The body was doing tired, and then there's pushing, and then there's this like wired and tired, and there didn't seem any availability to, sorry, um, any availability to, I'm dog sitting.
Oh,
You hear it?
no, I was like, do you say shh? I thought a child.
Yeah, there didn't seem any real availability to feel into the field or anything, it was,
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah. And
You
then
know,
the evening, there was more lightness, but I don't know if that was anything to do with the field, but something would enjoy the evenings. So
let's see, but it sounds like that there is an idea that it should be different.
there's an idea that it's like, that there's an idea that I couldn't feel into any of the awareness or the field.
Yeah. And what
Yeah.
does that do? What does that do?
Oh, just, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
make it even more difficult.
Immediately. Yes. Yeah. Hmm.
And there was a little reprieve when there was touch. So, just holding hands with someone, there was a little
Hmm.
reprieve in the nervous system.
Hmm.
But the rest, it was actually pretty horrible.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Because there was
Because,
that idea that it should be different.
yes. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, that's for each one of us like that, Marina. For all of us the same. The moment there is an idea that it should or could be different, it will be hell. Immediately you have something wrong with me, or something wrong with something, and hell. So, who would you be without that idea that it should be different?
Mm.
Who would you be? Or how would it be if it shouldn't be different?
Mm.
Yeah, my system starts breathing immediately. Oh, okay, I'm just here. World appears exactly like this. Sensations appear exactly like this. Yeah. Yes. I mean, you have to explore that. You have to really deeply know, because I'm saying it like this, but because I'm exploring it again and again,
Mm.
that it has nothing to do with anything. Gosh, that seriousness my system has been brought up with. Oh my God. It's and it's not. It just sees pretty clearly that kind of confusion. Wow, when that is there is suffering. It's just like that. It's very, very simple.
Yeah, and it was interesting because in the evenings after like dinner, no, after the last meeting, then somehow or other the system could go into enjoying. It was weird, like really weird. There would be music and occasional cuddles or just laughing, with others
Mm.
and just enjoying.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Anyway,
Mm.
yeah. maybe because I didn't have any expectation here.
Who knows?
Who
Who
knows?
knows? Who knows? Yeah. I mean, you know, it's lucky when there's enjoyment.
Yeah,
Some people that have never enjoyment or don't even know what you're talking about when you say there's enjoyment.
yeah,
You just don't know it. They're always busy with it should be different than this.
Mm.
Yeah. So maybe that fell away. Maybe all of a sudden it was just okay the way it was.
yeah, yeah,
There was maybe no idea was there of how it should be. I don't
no,
know. I mean,
no,
retreat can come with that, you know. Now all of a sudden we have to be very holy and
yeah, very,
fall
yeah,
into fall into something we don't even know what, but when there should be bliss or whatever. I don't know. It's a
yeah,
yeah, yeah. So what I know is that yeah, there is suffering and discomfort immediately when it should be different than it is. It's, it's that simple, at least in my experience. You have to look for yourself.
yeah,
I mean, you know, the people talk about surrender, you know, but that is the surrender actually, when it's very, very clear that any resistance causes suffering, any resistance to how it is causes suffering. When that is realized, it does that. And that's the surrender in a way. So, but it is a deep, deep seeing. So, wow. It's like hands off. Okay, okay, this is how it is. This is how it is. Also in my system, how I experience it is quite often it's like, gosh, emotion can come, like, it's like as if something falls or just falls off in a way, and then relaxation comes in through emotion, like crying or you know all those things. I know that's your experience too.
yeah,
So that
yeah,
I would call is the when it surrenders, when it realizes that any resistance causes suffering. It's quite amazing, huh?
yeah,
Because it's all the time in a certain way. You go somewhere and gosh, there's not the right chair for you, or there's I mean, it's like whatever it is. There's
yeah,
you want to drink water, but the water has fluoride in it, or it's like, isn't it? It's
yeah,
all the time, something I can get upset about. All the time. Rather than, wow, there's a chair for me to sit on, or wow, there's no chair. Okay, I need to sit, so can I find a place to sit? Oh, I don't know. It's
mm,
yeah. Mm. Wow,
yeah,
I'm having water coming out of a tap. Well, you know, it's yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That's our journey. That's our journey. It's that, wow, this is how it is. And I'm here. Mm. Mm. No right, no wrong. No need to fix anything or change anything. Just here. Raw, vulnerable, naked. No clue what the next moment brings. It's, yeah, that's our journey, Marina. Learning to say Marina and not Marina. All of it. All of it. Yeah, and with that, I feel, it's like when it falls into that surrender, how I perceive it, it always comes with the blessing. It's like, it wants to bow. It's comes that thank you, and there comes that gratitude, there comes that warmth and kindness for this system. All of a sudden, oh wow, seeing how she is acting. Call her Meike. Oh wow, phew, there she is, and there comes that little smile with it, and that yeah, all is well.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how she feels, if it's shame, if it's blame, if it's guilt, if it's happiness, if it's enjoyment, no matter what. She knows it all, doesn't she?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and then she starts kissing herself. And when that happens, she kisses everything. Mm. And when it happens, it's grace. Mm. Mm. And then even the dog gets quiet.
Thank you, Meike.
Judith. Second.
Hey.
Hey.
So nice to listen, just drink all the words again and again.
Again and again, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Mm.
How's it going for you?
Mm. Yeah, meeting everything.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, meeting discomfort in the body
yeah,
on different levels.
yes.
Meeting broken nights, a lot of broken nights.
Yeah.
Meeting pain, meeting obstipation, meeting, yeah. Meeting crying, meeting moment of peace, everything,
Oh,
everything, everything,
yeah.
moment by moment. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Life is rich, huh?
Oh my gosh. And sometimes really discomfort, and then I would really to get rid of my belly full that can't let go somehow. These are the
Oh,
side effects of the medicines.
yes.
And then, okay, now it's not only the pain of the knee, but I also have those cramps in my belly. And then you get something else to, another medicine to help that. And it's amazing. It's amazing also to see this whole big pharma thing from one medicine to the other to the next. And
Yeah.
yeah. And also grateful that it is there, because I really feel that it would be not bearable without pain killing. And it is really strong. I also have morphine tablets. So it's, and it is needed. Otherwise, it's really too stressful for the body.
Yeah.
And then you can't move. So, and I'm also already moving, walking with an, how did they call that? Een rekje.
Walkers? A walker?
A walker. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, I'm walking with a walker, and I can't put weight on my left leg, but I had to do the steps. So that's
Yes.
where I'm now. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in a roller chair and moving and finding my way, going up and down. And yeah, so it's this way of life now. Yeah.
Mm.
Being one of the youngest, so I'm with a lot of elder people
Mm.
above 80, and
Mm.
so in that kind of home I am, and
Yes.
making conversations with them all, and everybody has a story, and that's just
Yes.
nice to listen to.
So you're entertained.
Yeah, so there's some
You have it all.
entertainment, and then sometimes people are really complaining, and then it's about complainment, and yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So it's all, Meike, and the beauty is to see it's all life. It's all
Oh,
life, it's all
yeah.
life. Yeah,
Mm.
and you
Mm.
see a lot. You really see a lot of suffering, a lot of, yeah,
Mm.
and hanging in, hanging in, hanging in. And then it's lovely to have a moment to be here and just
Yes. Yeah.
resting in another field, creating that field also for myself over and over again, doing the things I can do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Huge. Wow.
Huge. Yeah, it is huge.
Yes. Yeah.
And
It
then
also,
the
it
period is
also,
still, oh, sorry, you first.
okay, it's because that little delay, huh? Isn't it wonderful to see how far the system has come?
Oh, Meike,
Mm.
I can only bow for that and get tears because it's so interesting to meet myself in the whole situation
I I noticed you.
with astonishment, really. Somehow it can find her way in there.
I noticed that. I
Mm,
feel that the whole time. It's
mm.
wow,
That's
so
quite surprising.
so
So,
good.
so surprising. So surprising. Yeah.
Mm.
It's not something that I can own, and yet it is all those years of being together and, in a sense, practicing, not as
Yeah.
an discipline, but the practicing as a love affair. Huh?
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
Mm. My
yeah.
heart is singing.
Oh, mine too, actually.
Mm.
That it is possible in the midst of so much that is coming my way right now,
Yeah.
and with all the downfalls and the ups and but it is everything. It's just everything.
Yes, it is it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
life. And imagine how the next building here is a whole building full with Korsakoff patients. So,
Wow.
and it is a whole building full with them. And
Yeah.
they say, wow, this is life too.
Mm.
You know,
Mm.
people
Mm.
that need their help after
Mm.
years of using alcohol.
Mm.
It exists. It exists
Mm.
just here.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm. Mm.
it's amazing. Yeah.
Mm.
The 14th of July is the date that I can make a transfer to my new home. So
Oh,
that is
wonderful.
also going to happen.
Mm.
Then
So
that
it's
is,
another 10 days or something.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Today,
yeah,
the 5th. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
like, yeah.
so that's soon.
Yeah, so that's also a nice perspective.
Yeah.
And then it's still waiting till the 8th of July, then I go back to the hospital for a consult to see how it is with the knee, and I hope after that I can to start to put weight on the leg, and then actually that's then the real rehabilitation. Then we can work on the muscles, then we can work in using weight and that kind of things. So that's after that. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's a long period for a little walk, but but what, as I say, hanging in there. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. So grateful. So grateful.
So good to see, Judith.
Ah.
Happy to see how it's moving for you. So happy to see.
It's so grateful also for us together, for having this and knowing this and coming together for this, you know. It's so, so rich that we have this, that we do it, and that we do it together. Wow.
Yes, our passion, isn't it?
It is. It is. Even in the midst of this all, this is the passion. Yeah. Thank you, Meike. Thank you all.
Yeah. All the best. May it all go well.
Yeah. We'll see, yeah?
Yeah, we'll see.
We don't know. We will see. Bye-bye.
Susie.
Hey.
Hello.
I just had a couple of things that I was hoping to kind of bring or explore, maybe. They're just little things. One of them is how to put it? It's on it. There's a sense of kind of when there's a going out to like perhaps I guess in a social or a work setting, kind of being with people, and I have a sense that it's a combination of perhaps not being kind of resting in that awareness in those exchanges, or there's probably more. Feels like the attention is kind of going outwards, if that makes sense. But I guess when sometimes there's a feeling of it's like an energetic, it's like a hidden energetic capacity and in a, it's like there's no more capacity for like socializing or being with other people, and it just needs to kind of rest. I don't know if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess there was a just some words that I guess just whether that's a thing, like is it is it like there's something that's happening between the bodies, like that it hits a space where it's like that there's, I don't know how to put words on it, it's really tricky, but it's I don't know if other people also experience that, or if that's something that you've experienced, Micah, like that sense of it's just like there's like yeah, like it just hits a capacity energetically of, I don't know, and then it just like needs to retreat to kind of like decompress, but also just to process or something, maybe.
Mm.
Does
Yeah,
that make sense?
absolutely. Sounds very healthy.
Mm.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, initially I wasn't sure if it was just that I wasn't being fully present, and I suspect there is an aspect of that as well, where it's just perhaps not retaining, yeah, like that, yeah, that awareness, or like kind
No,
of
to me it sounds like, again, let me just speak about my experience. So
mm-hmm.
if, and then you see if that resonates.
Yeah.
It's my interest is so clear these days. And when I was young,
Mm.
I always thought there was something wrong with me because I didn't know that I actually had this interest. So I thought there was something wrong with me because it was not easy for me to be in so-called social environments. So, but after all that learning and all that exploring, now it's just really, really clear that it doesn't interest me.
Mm.
It's so then it's like, okay, one comes into a social environment and feels maybe awkward or whatever, or one can do it for a little bit, and then one wants to retreat. And so this has been my journey. So then I would retreat, but then there would be awareness right with it. It's like, oh, this is to see, oh, my interest is actually something else. And if then I would love a different exchange, you know? So, but seeing, oh, it's not possible to get this here. So then let's see if there's another possibility. Do I have to be in this environment right now, or can I just go? And then later on, so that was the process. And later on, became curious to be in the so-called social environment, and maybe just where I find myself, can I invite that what my interest is? And that is really curious. So
Okay.
wherever I would be, if I'm at the airport or, I'm very aware of what my interest is and see if those beings that are around me and with whom I have to do, how can I meet them with this interest? That is so exciting because it's quite amazing how many people are unconsciously, mostly, interested in being met in a different way.
Okay.
Very, very exciting. So that's been the journey. But at first, there was, oh, I feel very awkward here and I don't like to be here. So that was from the sense of I. And how do I get out of here in a way? And then exploring, okay, can I find somebody, or where can I find comfort? and then just going in and out, like pendulating in a way. So, okay, for a moment I can be here, and then, like you said, oh, now I go and process. And then it came to, let me just see, I'm not changing at all. I'm coming here with who I am, with this passion, this interest, and see how I can play in an environment. Normally, I feel very uncomfortable. And there also, sometimes it's not possible. But most of the time, I'm having amazing little short meetings with people where I would have never thought that is possible in in um, in the years before. So that's the newest. That's the latest. Let's say it like that. So maybe you like to play with that too. But it's very, very important. It was very important on the journey to see, okay, now I actually have enough of this environment. I need some time to myself just to process and come back to center. Okay. And then maybe I can go there again. And then, next step will be that you come and invite your environment.
Into that space.
Yes. And you will see what happens. It's very, very exciting. Very exciting. At least, from my perspective.
No, yeah, it's
So cool. And you will see, it's like, wow, where I would have never thought to get a response, a truthful response, let's say it like that, and you get it. Get it. Yeah. You always will find somebody.
Yeah, it's lovely to hear you to speak of your experience and that unfolding for you. Yeah, it's really inspiring.
Yes. Yeah. I guess that's why I'm saying it. Yeah. But it's, if you're at that space, at that place on the journey where you need to retreat and process, very, very healthy. I found it very healthy for me. Very healthy. And as many times as possible, give yourself the space.
Yeah, it's just like a it's hard. It's like on a it doesn't feel. It's kind of like on an energetic level. It's like oh, I can't do anymore. It's kind of really, and I was I was like, are other people experiencing that where it just feels like there's no more capacity to. It's not even. It's just. It's very hard to put words on this. Yeah, I guess if you to use a metaphor, it'd be like if you were filling up a glass with water. There's no more room in the glass. If that makes, I don't know. That's probably the only thing that comes to mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if it was a sensitivity, like an energetic sensitivity as well, like or just sensitivity to kind of really. Because I know when people do meet, there's this exchange that happens that's not a verbal exchange, or you know what I mean. The bodies we're talking, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. You will notice it on every level, and maybe because the interest is more clear of how you want to live and how you want to be in the world, then the sensitivity to when it's not like that is, of course, also getting bigger.
Yeah.
That makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, actually, I really don't know what I'm doing here. So nothing wrong with you. It's just
No.
something recognizes that that's not so interesting, and it actually drains.
Yeah, it feels draining. Yeah.
Yes, it does that. It's like when you go into these shopping centers. I mean, for some of
Exhausting.
us, oh, you can't be there for half an hour, and other people hang out there all day long,
Yeah.
you know, with their children, with, you know, the whole life is kind of seems like to be there, and they find that very exciting. Or, you know, I don't know if they think about it. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But it looks like that sometimes. Like, whoa, and you know, just it's not for me personally. I can do it if I have to, you know, if I need to get my computer repaired or whatever, you know, then I walk
Yeah.
through that.
Yeah.
But that's not the place where my system likes to hang out. I can do it, but it does feel unhealthy.
Yeah.
And I'm not judging it, it's just for this system, you know?
System. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So you just see I mean, I love that my system knows more and more what it is here for, you know, and it's clumsy wording again, and then it just doesn't put itself, when it has a choice, then it doesn't put itself into situations where that is not really appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the more clear it becomes, the more it just doesn't go there. It just feels, it's just really clear then. And if it has to go there, then it starts sometimes even playing, you know, with whoever, you know, is there, and you have to have exchange, and you just see if it's possible to meet, you know. But that's just me.
Yeah,
That's
in that
just me. It's
space.
very,
Yeah.
very, very curious to me. I love it because I've had so many people, all of a sudden there's just a little opening, you know, where you just meet and you will never forget, you know, that the other one also
Yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it has been interesting to see, kind of less interest to kind of have that old way of engaging and connecting with people. And also I think I've seen that there was a pattern, or there was a, let's say, like a, I don't know if it was an embarrassment or a shyness around this awareness, and feeling, I think embarrassed is the only word that I can think of, or just, and I guess perhaps some fear of judgment around kind of being fully this in spaces, if that makes sense. I guess because I guess I've experienced, there's I guess sometimes for people that don't have that interest, there can be I don't know, just like an unconscious, like being made fun of or something. There's something in it that, I don't know, around it. There's something in there that triggers them around it to communicate it. So if, I could see that there's been a holding back to kind of be fully I guess, the only way to say is there's just been there's been something there that's basically been shying away from.
Totally understand that too. I mean, I remember that in myself also, when I went, you know, on the journey. So it's just, you know, I learned, I mean, I'm speaking about that sometimes. I learned not to overstep, you know, you come out just a tiny bit and check out if there's a possibility to meet the other or not. And you're not just exposing your most vulnerability, you know, you're just a tiny bit, just a little checking out. How is it here with this? Yeah. So that when the other can't relate, that it's not such a big shock for the system.
Yeah. Okay.
So because it's still, I mean, it feels that it's not fully evolved or not fully integrated. Let's say it like that.
Yep.
Not
Okay.
fully integrated yet. It's definitely on its way. So it's at that point of the journey where if you can be consciously really gentle with yourself.
Okay.
So don't overstep, in other words.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yes, yes. And you will notice immediately if something with another is possible or not. You will notice that very, very quickly. It will, yes, it will feel like a knife in your heart or in your stomach. It's always that, oh, it does that. It's very,
Yeah.
very sharp.
Yeah.
And it comes with such a strong power. Very, very fast. It's very fast. But so if you can go as slow as possible there so that
With that one.
that you get the information and the signals from the so-called other really clearly. And then you can remove yourself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. In that space.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you don't have to experience these shameful moments. It's a bit of a journey. I know that also well. Oh gosh, how often did I expose myself in a way, and the other didn't even know, and woof, and then
Yeah.
chook does that again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then you have to process. Oh my gosh. So go really, really slowly and
Slowly.
carefully, gently with your own system.
Mm.
And then at one point, the more gentle you are with that system, the more it will integrate
Okay.
the new
Yeah.
way
Yeah.
of
Being. Yeah.
and communicating,
Mm.
and socializing even.
Yeah.
And then at one point, it doesn't mind anymore. It really doesn't mind.
Okay.
So, oh, cool, somebody doesn't get it. It's fine. That's
Yeah. Yeah.
their journey.
Yeah.
That's their journey. But your journey is very, very clear.
Mm.
Your interest is absolutely clear.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's compassion and love.
Yeah, for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's also a funny thing in the kind of on this journey I've kind of noticed. Let's see how I can put words on this one. I think, yeah, like when there is this, it's hard to put words on, but like when this becomes the main interest and there is this awareness and you're on this journey, but then you're also meeting so many others that just don't have that awareness or are conscious to this, and like we've all been there. It's kind of,
Absolutely.
it's I don't know how to say it. It's like in one way there's more interest to connect with others that are on a similar,
Yeah.
if that makes sense, and less
Of
interest
course.
to, and I was not nervous, but I guess I didn't want it. It's like without it being a better than or a,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. I've been aware that there was something in there sometimes.
Oh, fantastic.
Mm,
Huge seeing.
mm,
So no right or wrong. Everyone
yeah,
is on the journey. And
yeah,
with luck, there can be love holding it all.
yeah,
So no right or wrong. Nobody can do much about what their journey
yeah,
is, isn't it?
yes,
It's like,
mm,
why do we see what we see and
yeah,
somebody else doesn't even know what
mm,
we're talking about? It's like,
no, yeah, and I can relate to that in my own experience and life very much.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm.
So that's good. And can there be love anyway?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, I think more and more there's a discernment, yeah, of kind of what we were talking about before, of when when there is an openness or not from the other to,
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
that
To
is,
connect.
is a process.
Actually, to connect. Yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
See, that's the integration, because you
Yeah.
know it on another level, and we're kind of inviting our body system to live it, but
Yeah.
there's that funny information in all of us that, we're shy or we're overdoing, overstep, just that dance,
Mm.
dance
Yeah,
of
the
life,
dance. Yeah.
the dance of life,
Mm.
step on each other's feet from time to
Mm.
time. Ooh.
Mm.
And
Mm.
then maybe there's a noticing of that. Maybe it can be acknowledged if it needs to.
Yeah.
Maybe, but there's at least clarity about it.
Mm. Mm.
Never anything wrong. It's
Mm.
so clear. If we can
Mm.
take it out.
Yep.
But this, as it is, our interest
Mm.
is as love, as peace, as
Mm.
authentic,
Mm.
uh, truthfully as we can.
As we can. Yeah.
Yes. And
Mm.
then the journey takes us.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's been amazing to see like personally, like, like obviously that's an unfolding, that is that is an ongoing unfolding. And
Yes.
when there is an ability to see things, especially I guess from my experience, when there has been a so there's been communication or action from an unconscious place, and then to see that and to be able to kind of acknowledge that with another, almost as a,
Mm.
it's quite beautiful. And also to trust. I've had this really nice experience recently where it's like also trusting in another and not reacting here,
Mm.
and that person has come back to me to acknowledge their behaviors. But it was nice that I was able to just trust. It's hard to really describe, but to trust. I mean, it was like this letting go of whether that's seen or not seen. But it was actually really nice to have that person come back to acknowledge that. Yeah,
Oh,
does that make
how
sense? Yeah.
rich, how
Yeah, how
rich
rich. Yeah, it just kind of was a reminder for me to trust
to cross
in
it.
others in that space, whichever way. And
Absolutely.
without, I think there's a tendency
Oh,
occasion. Yeah. Yeah.
sounds wonderful.
Mm.
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 And you can see there is, I mean, as I understood anyway,
Mm.
um, it sounded like you saw that what was going on in that interaction,
Mm.
but you didn't need to step in. So there was not a
Yeah.
touch in a way. And
Yeah.
that the space, that actually
Mm.
gave space for the other to come forward.
To come forward. Yeah.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
So that's such
Without,
a,
I think, just without me making that person feel wrong or bad, or
yeah,
kind of, making comment or judgment on that stuff.
yeah,
That was a really nice reminder for me to, it's hard to put that into words, but it was quite beautiful actually.
absolutely. Mm,
Mm. Mm.
mm,
Mm. Mm. The other thing, just briefly, Mike, I wanted to touch on was um, I guess I've noticed that there's still a lag in the physical system, if that makes sense, in terms of some of the patterns, like on the mind level, there's a distancing, and there's much less noise, like mentally, but on the physical level, there's still some momentum, with, say, like in that kind of that fight flight, freeze response. And I don't know what I wanted to say about it, but I guess it's let me just see. I guess particularly in the nighttime and when I'm sleeping, I can feel it playing out when I am, like, in my dreams and in my kind of dream state, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Those patterns, and it's like when I wake, I can feel it really like that, because it feels so I guess real, or the experience in the dream feels, I can really feel it in the body. When I wake, I can really feel, often, especially I guess with those kind of fight flight patterns, there's kind of links to a bit of like nightmares stuff, so it can be quite intense in the dream state.
Yes. So there again, when you kind of mentioned it seems then really real, but it's not. Is that
I
true?
know it's not. Yeah.
It is a huge step. And then when the sensations are really strong, see if you can get into movement consciously.
Yeah.
Conscious movement. So not
Even
stay
in the nighttime, I guess that's the
even at
even in the
nighttime.
nighttime.
Even at nighttime. Sometimes, I mean, for me these days, it's sometimes just tiny movements these days.
Okay.
There was a time where I had to get up
Yeah.
and consciously do bigger movements.
Yeah.
And now somehow the body has adjusted to that already, and it knows that something bigger takes care. So that sometimes just moving on the other side, but I do it consciously.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, oh, maybe a few times, or maybe I need to go up there or go to the toilet, or
Yeah.
whatever I can do at nighttime. Or sometimes I sit up
Yeah.
and say, okay, body, you like to be moved now. You like, so if possible, never get stuck in those sensations.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Very, very important, because that, if you're in that bubble of sensations and stay there, it will just keep moving.
Yeah, we should, right. Yeah.
Eventually it stops, maybe, but then you have a really bad day, or
Yeah. Well, I found that I often, like, especially because if it's playing, and then when I'm in the dream state, it's still like,
it
it's
plays
like
through
the
the whole
body.
day.
Yeah. So there's a
Yeah.
tiredness, and then
Yeah.
especially when I have to work the next day, there's like
Yeah,
a little
get
bit more
it.
extra pressure. So it's like real. I've been really trying to be really present and really like just accepting. But I'm aware that there is a pressure, I think, when I have to go to work with the
Yeah, I hear you.
tiredness.
I hear you. It's not easy in our
No.
world.
Yeah.
It's not
Because
easy.
when I don't have that pressure of work, I have noticed how when I have that capacity to really honor, and I have that capacity to have that space the next day, it's very
Yeah.
different.
Yes. Yeah. I hear you. Yeah. And who knows, maybe even this conversation
Yeah.
gives an opportunity, or gives a possibility to, oh, how information sinks in a certain
Yeah.
way, and then, okay, next time when that comes, let's just see, okay, there's that sensation, let me just see if I can do gentle movements, or,
Yeah.
you know, and but I understand it is not easy when you have to work and you want to sleep. It's not,
Yeah.
you
Yeah. And
know,
even on the subconscious level, yeah, when I'm in the dream state, the body's doing its own thing and the mind's doing its own thing.
yes,
It's just like, I mean, it's
yeah.
definitely a reflection, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a reflection of old stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't even have a clue where it comes from, isn't it? You know, how can you ever say where anything comes from?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's nice to track it, and also including a story. It's sometimes really nice because just through that process, something can shift. So it's not that it's not useful, but
Yeah.
you see already that that it's not real. That's what you said,
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah.
So
I've
that
been
is
able to, yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So that's a huge advantage.
Mm.
And then just see when those sensations are strong, that you get some movements. It's
Okay.
sometimes maybe just moving the spine, or whatever it is, or having a bit of glass of water, or you know. So it's like picking a baby up that cries at night, and you just move it around. It's
Yeah,
like
naturally.
it's what you do with yourself,
Mm.
rather than keeping it in one place and
Yeah,
letting it
stuck.
sit in its misery.
Mm.
It's so used to that. It's so used to
Yeah.
it. And then
Yeah.
sitting it through in a way, and
Yeah. Yeah.
rather than, oh, let's just, oh, rocking. I mean, how many times have I just been in bed and rocking this body, just rocking this body. So, okay, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. Rocking it, you know, whatever it is, you have to find out.
Yeah, whatever it takes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, so that it knows it's not stuck anywhere. It's not stuck. It can move. Yeah.
All right. That's been very helpful.
Oh, so glad. I love these exchanges. I love it. So thanks for bringing that. It's always a good reminder for all of us. Mm.
Thank you.
Mm. Thank you. Oh, Shanti.
Hi, Meike. Hi, everybody.
Hello. Hello.
Oh, it's been so lovely this morning with you. Well, your evening, our morning.
Yes.
I really enjoyed that last discussion because I found that myself as a child. I wasn't fitting in so easily and didn't enjoy the small talk of social events. And I was always looking for something deeper, and I never really understood why. But now I see that with my 17-year-old Ella. She goes to school and she comes back home and she's like, Mama, I need time. Like, okay, go to your room, go and do whatever you need to do, go into nature, whatever, you know. And she just gets so exhausted and so drained by her school environment or social settings. And
Yeah.
you know, she finds a lot of the discussion, the talk, quite gossipy and low vibe, and so I'm helping her through that. So it was really great to have that discussion just now. And for me, what Laura was talking about was the explorer, you know, the exploration of going home and how quickly that shoots up. It is amazing. It's like
Yeah.
you could even be in a thought, or for me, my personal experience is I'll be in the middle of a silly thought and then
Yeah.
and it's gone. It's like, wow, it really cuts into our mind. And I love exploring that. So I really appreciate Laura the Explorer.
Yeah, Laura the Explorer. That's a good good sentence. Laura the Explorer.
I really appreciate that, because yeah, that's exactly what I do, and I hadn't really brought it out into in a conscious way in any discussions here, but it's so fascinating, the exploration and playing with it, and yeah, there's always that wanting to hold on to it, because it's just so beautiful. And it does slip away, doesn't it?
Yes, it's
Almost as quickly as it came.
The moment there is any holding on to anything, gone. It's bizarre.
Yeah. So, but it's a good reminder, because it's like, well, oh, it's gone. Okay, so I messed up. That's not the way. That's not the way forward.
Yeah,
So
but
just honoring that.
Even that I messed up. What a funny idea.
Yeah.
What a funny idea. Yeah.
It is a funny idea. I meant that in a light way, but it's like, it's not there anymore. And you know where it's come from. It's come from the eye. It's come from the false eye.
As if it could be a certain way.
Yeah.
As if it could ever be a certain way in the world of experience. It's a joke when you really look deeply. It's a joke. Even the mind understands.
Yeah.
When it wants.
When it wants to, yeah.
It comes up with a trick again, of course, but
yeah. But I've been exploring being grateful to the mind for the activities of the day, to get through things, to be able to calculate things and measure distances while you're driving and things like that. These incredible aspects of the mind that get you from A to B, and to be grateful and say thank you. And now, thank you. It's time for you to rest now.
Yes, exactly. There's also a big difference between when the mind is just calculating or doing what it's good for, let's say it like that. And then there is that confused mind.
Yes.
That goes over things 1,000 times and that loops and loops and loops. Otherwise, it's just doing what it's good for.
Yes.
That's wonderful. That's so wonderful. It's just for most of, or maybe for most of us, it loops and loops and loops, and it goes into a confused state.
Yeah.
It can't see clearly anymore, and it affects the whole system. It's like all of a sudden it's aggravated all the time. It's just like this, and then the mind gets confused. The moment the system relaxes, and one never knows what comes first. If it's the mind quietening and then it relaxes, and then there is a different kind of thinking going on. And it's like, okay, I need 200 grams and 2 eggs for this recipe, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no story.
No story, no confusion. It's just yes, no, maybe later, but there's no confusion.
Yeah, it just is.
It just is, and it flows. Lucky when that happens.
Yeah, well, that flow state is really beautiful.
Oh my God, it's the best.
Yeah, just letting go and let go and let flow.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. No, I remember Osho saying that the point where your expectations are versus the reality of what is happening in your life is just pure suffering. From that point to that point, it's pure suffering. And I see that so often. Your expectations should be like this, but it never is exactly like that. So.
Never. Never. Maybe just for a moment, but then it's gone already.
Yeah. And I think we also forget to honor things like that come, we always fixate on the things that didn't go our way or didn't meet our ridiculous expectations, if often ridiculous expectations, just to let it flow.
Yeah, I mean, we just know the consequence.
Yeah.
Just like you said, when there's an idea of how it should be, or could be, or a wanting, or an expectation, immediately there's suffering. Immediately separation, immediately a sense of I that knows how to do it, or knows how other people should do it. And I mean, just the whole strange world that most of us find themselves in
Yeah.
constantly. We are so blessed that we have moments of clear seeing. Gosh, so blessed.
We are. Yeah. So can we rest as awareness for a moment?
Let's
Thank
see.
you.
Let's see.
No expectations. See what happens.
It's also, I mean, I know exactly what you mean, but it's also a funny question because awareness is always here, isn't it? It's like the sense of I can't rest as awareness, isn't it? The sense of I can't do that. It's just not possible. So it's
No, it was more of a transition point. It's like a segue. We're moving.
I hear you. I know exactly.
What an indicator.
Yeah, let's just
Thank
be with
you.
each other. Mhm.
Thank you.
Mhm. Love her.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I just want to say amazing courage to Judith, who is doing an amazing job with her injuries and staying so positive. So beautiful to see.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. So our next meeting will be in 2.5 weeks, because Isaac is doing the retreat in Germany the next 2 weeks. So I decided not having a meeting in that week. But you find the dates also on the website. So it will be, I don't know what date it is, but in 2.5 weeks, I think. Thanks for being here, my beloved friends, for exploring so beautifully again and again. Big love. Ciao.